Wednesday, August 19th. Just changing the base here and topic. I tried to watch that Nolan epic of Odyssey, and this classical masterpiece of the Iliad and Odyssey, and you bring it to the people in modern way in marketplace as a modern piece. It has nothing to do really what happened thousands of years ago. You know, claim that we read Homer's things because this is not was not in a written form. It's just an oral culture, and people wrote what they can remember in their perspective. So we're not gonna ask Nolan. Uh, uh, this is not a documentary. It's not accuracy, but this is a typical Nolan film. It's just always the the Western guilt, and the moral injury that you happen after you commit this massive and atrocity and genocide and Holocaust and invading of all this invasion, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Palestinians, genocide in Gaza, now in Iran. And, this will, you get this liberal guilt about this post-traumatic stress disorder phenomena played in art. And the humanization of militarization, and it's just the perspective of how the people who commit the crime, people who commit the violence, they are more human than the victims. They feel bad. I remember the prime minister of the Zionist state, I think Golda Meir was saying, "I blame the Arabs of letting us killing their children." This is the mentality of this West. Is the only human, the only civilized. Even when they are committing atrocity and genocide and Holocaust, that they feel bad about it. They are really. Even Nolan's other film, Oppenheimer, this is about the bureaucracy of making the most devastating weapons, nuclear, and it's all about personality and procedures and cleverness and uh, and uh, and bureaucracy and turning Oppenheimer to this witty womanizer, humanizing the aggressor, humanizing the warriors. Humanizing is always the people how they feel after they went to Vietnam. We talk about the soldier, the return warriors, and their psychological uh, uh, disorder and the moral the moral uh, injury they have after killing millions and thousands of people and destroying their society, environment, and all of this. So it is really uh, a kind of a wash. It's like the sport wash, the white wash. There is a violence wash, and this is a typical Nolan movies. And the guy feels very guilty about the history of violence committed by the West, and he's after this is committing, you don't see a movie that really talking about the victims. That even Oppenheimer, there is no Japanese in that film. There's no what do they think, what they feel, Homo Ireland, I mean, almost half a million people were killed within minutes, whatever. You don't see any of that. You don't see a Japanese person or analyst or a victim survival talking about this event, only from a Western perspective, and Oppenheimer becoming one way or another the focal of the movie. And this is the same thing, about the Odyssey. Uh, you have the warrior trauma, and the focus will be on how he feels, how the guilt and the. I mean, I know the West or the American now that leading the troops here, the most powerful nation on earth with their technology and resources, and we know that this is we cannot, the people of the South, the people of the non-white crowds, they cannot defeat the Americans military, but they can hurt their feeling. They can make somebody like Nolan feeling guilty, and he come up with this Hollywood version of the oldest story in the world of the show the violence that people commit to try to redeem themselves, and the issue of going home and return and even if Nolan, this liberal, anti-war, anti-violence, seemingly anti-colonial movie that he comes up with, the movie itself was shooting in Africa and Western desert. Even as he talking about the anti-colonial or anti-violence that committed by the West, he's exploiting, the economic exploitation and cultural exploitation of making a mega movie in a poor area there in Western Desert, and no mention of what this area is. It's just a place where you can go and display your sense of guilt and moral injury. But you're still doing the exploitation yourself by going to a place and you have thousands of people, give them $10 an hour or a day, and you make your movie, and you shoot for a few hours, and you just on the set, or you go back to hotel with your girlfriend or whatever, and you drink and you do, and you go back to the set and you act, you pretend, and you make this utterly an epic of self-redeeming. It's just psychological, uh, 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 a psychological cleansing of someone is feeling guilty about his own civilization, violence, and what they have committed, not just thousands of years ago, but also now. And I think this is in the mind of the filmmaking now. If you compare, this is almost when I couldn't really survive the whole film. I feel like this is uh, a film about Iraqi invasion or Afghanis invasion, and it has that feeling of overpowering and a perspective of the attacker, of the people who committed the violence, and then the redemption afterward. The feeling guilty. It is somebody has too much money in his hand and too much time and too much privilege, and then that's a film that you come up with. And please support and subscribe and follow and share. We'll see you next rant.